Now, this time last week, I recorded a video with Jeff of Jeff Buys Cars fame, where we discussed the collapse of Visit Cornwall, the one organisation in this county that promotes Cornwall to the rest of the world, and how it had gone into liquidation through lack of funds. You can see it. It's on Jeff's channel. I was meant to put it on here, but it required so much editing. It took Jeff hours to do it, and he tried sending me his copy. It didn't work, and to be honest, I just thought it was too much like hard work to re-edit a video that you could already see on his channel and sod the views. So if you want to go and watch that. And then this week, I did a video on how much Cornwall is spending on net zero, and how much they want to spend, and how many people are involved in it, and how much it's costing, and everything else. And then I looked at the two things and thought, this sums up the madness that is this world. And here's why. Why Cornwall reflects the entire world in the madness of net zero by Tone, the unofficial, self-appointed Mayor of Cornwall. M-A-R-E, just in case you've forgotten. And it's actually, it's complete madness. So, just to bring you up to speed, tourism is worth £2.1 billion a year to Cornwall. 1 in 5 people that work in Cornwall work in tourism. I've spent most of my life working in hospitality, tourism, and the such like. So I got a little bit of knowledge on the subject. So here's what they've said. They can't afford to run Visit Cornwall. It was a community interest company. It was separated from the council like 10 years ago, but still run arm's length by ex-civil servants. Hence why it never made any money. But it cost last year, well, it turned over 603 grand and it lost 114 grand. So it costs about 700 grand a year to run. That's 700 grand for a 2.1 billion pound return. I mean, as investments go and how to spend our money wisely, that's a fairly good investment. I think you'll find 700 grand for 2.1 billion. I don't know what the odds are on that horse racing wise, but I'd be having £10 each way at those odds, and you'd be picking up a very nice profit. However, the world doesn't work like that anymore, and governments don't work like that anymore, and local governments don't work like that anymore. So, we can no longer afford to run Visit Cornwall for 700 grand a year. It's not commercially viable to do it, and there's no money to do it, and the council haven't got any money to do it. What they have got, however, bit of windy pops. I had a few drinks last night. A bit more there. And I've just had a jumbo sausage and chips, jumbo in batter. I know it's Friday, I should have had fish, but I really fancied a jumbo sausage. I haven't had one for ages in batter, so I had one and some chips, and it is repeating on me just a little bit. Nevertheless, I will soldier on, because this is the crux of it is a very simple one. We haven't got 700 grand a year to spend on a 2.1 billion pound industry. But they've announced this week that between now and 2045, they will be spending 27 billion pounds to achieve net zero. That's 27 billion pounds. So every penny we earn from tourism throughout the entire county, the parcel delivery man that is, for the next, how many years is that then? 13 and a half years, wiped out by a pursuit of net zero. Now, the council had already earmarked 18 billion for this, and now they've upped it to 27 billion. They've added another 9 billion and extended the deadline from 2030 to 2045. So in 20 years, they're going to spend £27 billion. Just over £1 billion a year on net zero. But, so to achieve that, to achieve this completely pointless fallacy of net zero and the crap that goes with it, they're willing to spend £1 billion a year on it for something that doesn't need doing. But for a £2.1 billion industry, which is already here, already working, and employs 1 in 5 of every single person that lives and works in Cornwall, 1 in 5, they haven't got that money. That money doesn't exist. How's that working? Hang on a minute. I've got an Amazon delivery. All right, mate, do you want me to get that? Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. What's she been buying now? What's she been buying now? I don't know what this is. Oh, we could do some unboxing. I could open it live. Look. The kids go mental for this stuff, don't they? It's a phone case. So anyway, back to the subject. Absolute madness. We've got a £2.1 billion industry established. 1 in 5 people employed by it. Or we've got a global target that is completely unachievable, completely pointless, will cost far more than it ever saves, and is only an outlay, and that money will only go out the county. It won't stay in the county. It'll all go because we're just chasing targets on behalf of Ed Millipede. But that's more important than people here right now with jobs and lives and houses and kids and stuff. No, we must chase net zero. We've got 27 billion for that. We've got £1 billion a year to spend on that, but we haven't got 700 grand to spend on promoting the one thing that keeps this county going. Now you extrapolate that all over the world, that's exactly what's happening. Billions and billions being devoted to this false god of net zero. Meanwhile, genuine, real things that you can see, touch and feel that have a benefit to everybody, tourists, locals, everybody benefits from it. The entire machine has to keep turning in order for everyone to earn from it. No, you lot don't matter. We're not going to allocate a single penny to you, not 1 penny. And we're willing to let a company go into liquidation and fold. It's just spent 110 grand on a new website. Granted, they used a Cornish company for it. I did check. So they've spent the money on the website. It's only just been finished. So they've scrapped it. And nobody in the council, and correct me if I'm wrong, my fellow local councillors, whoever you are, have any of you gone, hang on a minute, we need to sort this out. We need to find the money in the budget for that? No, you haven't, have you? Nobody has. Nobody's actually come out and said it, because net zero is God. And everything has to be geared toward net zero. Net zero this, net zero that. More solar panels, more windmills. Oh, Jesus. And what about the people that live and work here? Fuck them, they don't matter. It's absolutely bonkers. And that's what's happening in the world. Net zero is the most important thing. And we're willing to just sacrifice everything else in pursuit of it. It's absolutely batshit crazy. But it's happening. It's real. And don't let anybody tell, I think you'll find that it's not quite like that. It is exactly like that. How is it not like that? What is it like then? Tell me, if it's not like that, what is it like? Because I've given you the figures. They're entirely accurate. I've checked them on websites. I've also checked how much the chief execs pay themselves in Cornwall. I mean, the chief executive officer of Cornwall Council, her salary is £194,000. Not bad in a county where the average wage is 25 grand. Just 8 times the average salary for running the county. Not only that, running a county which is £1.5 billion in debt, and the debt's growing every day, and then scrapping literally taking the golden goose, taking it off its nest, telling it not to lay any more eggs. In fact, don't do anything. Just fuck off. It's just mental. Absolutely batshit crazy. But net zero is king. Net zero is all that matters. And net zero will be pursued at all costs, even if it bankrupts everyone. Of course, it won't bankrupt everyone. Not those people with their heads in the trough, or the people on the net zero merry-go-round. Like, for example, all the people in these organisations, which I mentioned the other day. We'll just go through them again for a bit of fun, shall we? The Cornwall Council Sustainable Growth Scrutiny Committee. The head of Environmental Partnerships and Climate Change. The Local Area Energy Plan, which is an evidence-based roadmap for a net zero energy system. Ah, Jesus! Of course, the Local Energy Area Plan needs to work with the Cornwall and Isles of Scilly Nature Recover Strategy and the Climate Commission and the Local Nature Partnership and Leadership Board. All these people are all there talking crap and spending our money, but there's no money to spend on getting people into the county to actually make us survive. It's almost like they don't want us to survive. They don't want us to earn money. They just want us to live in our little 15-minute city because everything is about 2030. 2030, 2030, 2030. Wherever you look, every single goal every government's got is based around 2030. It's almost like the UN wrote an Agenda 2030 and published it on the internet and told everyone what they were going to do, and it does include digital IDs. And everyone went, oh, you're just a crazy conspiracy theorist, Tim Fulltown. Oh, where did you come up with that idea? Well, I read it in a UN document. Oh, yeah. Oh, you and your crazy conspiracy theories. It's a UN document, for fuck's sake. But no, I'm wrong. The rest of the world is right. I should just go and wrap myself in tinfoil and accept my fate. Well, I ain't going to. I'm going to continue to rant about it on a daily basis until something changes or I end up going mental again. Because it is World Mental Health Day. So it's probably appropriate. But I don't intend to go back to licking windows. Those days are over for me. So if you are suffering from mental health issues at the moment, look at me. Well, don't. Right, I'm not anymore. Well, as far as I'm aware, I don't think I am. But then again, most people that are mental don't think they're mental. I was one of the few that knew I was mental. I'm not the greatest advocate for this, am I really? But anyway, so there you have it. Cornwall Council haven't got 700 grand to spend on Cornwall's number one industry, but they have got 27 billion to spend on net zero. Future my arse.